Can you play Among Us with us? This is a question that has come up from my kids lately. If you haven't heard, Among Us is now the biggest trending online multiplayer game there is, and it's a favorite in our family. But can I play Among Us with the kids? Sure I can. Hi, it's Dora, and welcome to another fun episode of Bite Size English, your daily bite of English.
You can't handle the truth!
In today's episode, we're discussing modals. This is a big topic, and you might want to pay attention. And of course, stay tuned for a Modals Part 2. Don't forget, if you like our episode, subscribe. Do you want to make English a part of your everyday life? Then follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for quick quizzes, language tips, and learning advice. Why do we need modals? When we need to talk about possible situations, we use modals to talk about things that are likely, possible, or necessary. The modals are can, may, might, must, have to, ought to, will, could, would, should. The best way to learn modals is by doing a modal chart. In the first column, you would write the type of modal with the words ability, possibility, permission, obligation, request, and advice. In this episode, we'll discuss the first categories, and Modals Part 2 will cover the last three. I tell my kids we can play. Can is an ability type modal, and so are to be able to and manage to. We use it to talk about what we are able to do. It's possible to use the past tense of can too. In the end, we could play, it's just we didn't. There wasn't time last night. Modals that express possibility include can, could, and also may and might. Think of these sentences. In Among Us, we always say to ourselves about any crewmate, can they be the suspect? Could they be the suspect? Or we may say, they may or might be the suspect. In any of these questions or statements, there is a 50% possibility that something is possible. And some of these modals can also be used to ask permission to do something. Can we team up? Could we go check out the elect to see if there are any dead bodies? And there's the more formal ask of, may I go AFK to check something? The modals must, have to, and ought to all express that it's necessary to do something. It's an obligation. Must and have to are more commonly used in North America, and ought to is not as common, but it's used more in the UK. The modal will has so many uses. Take a look. Will you wear the same hat? So we're a team? An invitation. We'll join this group and stick together in the game. An instant decision. He'll be the suspect next, I know. A prediction. I won't throw the game, don't worry. A promise. Tomorrow, I'll put on a different hat. We, of course, have an example of the future tense. Ability, possibility, permission, obligation, and then there's the modal will, which has so many possible uses. But let's do a quick check. Tell me one modal for each type. Ability, possibility, obligation, permission. Did you get them right? Of course you did. That's all for this episode. Subscribe to our Bite Size English YouTube channel so that you don't miss Modals Part 2 when it airs. We love to hear from you so that we can give you a shout out on our Instagram or Facebook posts. Interested in classes? Some worksheets? Check out our website, bitesizeenglish.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Are modal verbs confusing in English? Yeah, they can be. In Modals Part 1, we started creating a modals chart that listed the types of modals. Ability, possibility, permission, obligation, request, and advice. But even if you already know what modals are, you probably are still confused about some particular ones. Let me show you with the help of some friends and one of my favorite online games, Among Us. Have you heard of it? Hi, I'm Dora, and welcome to Bite Size English, your daily bite of English. And in today's Daily Bite, we're continuing with our talk on modals. So welcome to Modals Part 2. Let's look at modals used for requests and advice. The modals could and would can be used for polite requests. Have a look at these sentences. Often when playing Among Us, I ask all players, could you please avoid being AFK? Because you might be secretly spying on all the players and getting an unfair advantage in the game. When playing Among Us with my kids, I ask, would you mind throwing the game sometimes for me so I can win? Here's another request. Could you please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media? What about these sentences? Describe how could or would are used. In the beginning, I couldn't tell who I was, who the suspect was, or how to question an imposter. In the beginning, I wouldn't use the vents because I didn't know how. Here's what you need to know. In these sentences, could is the past tense of can, and would is the past tense of will. What about these? Do we notice something about could and would here? If I play the game, I could very easily pretend to be a crew member. My sons would be happy if they could play the game every day. We have conditional sentences with could and would, talking about hypothetical future situations. So there you have it. Could and would are probably the most confusing modals. Let's look at the last category, advice. Here's an example. What are some strategies that you think should be practiced in these multiplayer games like Among Us? Do you think crew members should team up to have the best chance of surviving? When you answer with the modal should, you are giving me advice. Here's another way of using should. What if someone says this to you? If you've played Mafia or Werewolf, you should have no problem playing Among Us. It's the same type of game. Is this advice? No. Are they predicting your chances of being able to play the game? Yes. But are they sure that you will be successful at the game? No, not 100% successful. In this sentence, it's about expressing an uncertain prediction. There's a lot of great information here on modals from part 1 and part 2. Check out the extra bite section on our website, bitesizeenglish.com, to find a chart which you can fill out with ways to organize the information so that you will know when to use each modal. Did we learn something new today? I hope so. Make sure you review both episodes again. If you need more help, don't forget we offer classes, so why not sign up for one? Comment on our video to let us know what you think. You're a star in our books if you do. See you next time on Bite Size English.